Hi there everyone, Decadent Gamer here, and today I'm going to be doing the 1000 subscriber special video. The Q&A part 2. Anyway, for those of you who don't know, I just reached past 1000 plus subscribers, and it's a big milestone of mine, and I want to thank each and every one of you for subscribing because it really means a lot that there are some people out there who are enjoying my content. So again, thank you guys so much, I really do appreciate it. Anyway, if you looked at my last two videos, I said I was going to be doing a Q&A part 2 video, and I asked all you guys to send in your questions for me to answer. And you guys didn't disappoint. I got some really good ones here. So again, thanks to everyone who participated. I really do appreciate it. So let's not waste any more time and let's get into the video, shall we? Okay, the first question is from Professor Ratigan fan who says, "Congrats on that milestone. That's awesome. My question for you will be, what was your favorite cartoon to watch growing up?" Favorite cartoons growing up. That's a good question. I'm just gonna say, yes, I did watch the usual, Pokemon, Digimon, and just between you and me, while Pokemon was more accessible, Digimon was the better anime, just in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, I watched Pokemon and Digimon growing up. I also watched Yu-Gi-Oh, so, the general ones that every kid kind of grew up with. Yeah, I'm gonna just move away from those. Like, they're the ones that everyone says, so let me think. I remember I really liked Ed and Eddie growing up. I still like it today. It held up really nicely. Let's see. I also liked, I remember liking Freakazoid a lot when I was a kid. I didn't get all the jokes, but I still found it really funny for some reason. And when I go back and watch the show, I get more of the jokes, and it just makes me laugh even more. So yeah, it was a really good show, Freakazoid. I also like Batman Beyond, the spin-off from the original Batman series. I didn't grow up with the original Batman, like, I kind of watched that a little later in my life. So I think the first Batman series I ever watched was The New Adventures of Batman. Like, the one when the Joker had black pupils instead. Another classic one. I love that show too, but Batman Beyond was the one I really got invested into. Watched it on Kids WB back in the day. For those who don't know, Kids WB was a channel that kids who didn't have cable watched, and that's where I got my cartoon fix. So a lot of the shows I grew up with came from Kids WB. So yeah, like there was Batman Beyond, X-Men Evolution was another favorite of mine. I like Static Shock. I remember liking the Animaniacs a lot. Like, that was one of the first ones I watched. Pinky and the Brain. I like SpongeBob, but I got to that a little later, like probably around 2001, I want to say, because we didn't get cable until about 1998, and didn't discover Nickelodeon until around 2000, 2001, one of those times. Oh, I also really liked Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog. The very first Sonic cartoon that ever came out. I know that a lot of people hate that show. They thought it was annoying and obnoxious, and looking back at it now, like, I can see where they're coming from, but it's a show that me and my brother watched when we were little growing up. We watched it every morning before we go to school. Like, it was summer vacation. We really binge watched that show in the mornings. Like, we get up super early just to watch that show. It was cute. It was fun. It was cute and fun and lighthearted. Like, it was really wacky and didn't make any sense a lot of the time. And I know some people say, oh, it's a show that started a lot of fetishes. I'm not sure about that, but yeah, I just remember I really liked that show a lot. And I can still watch the show today. Like, yes, it's still a little annoying. Like, there's some parts of it I just, like, why did I like the show that much? Like, his Scratch and Grounder, like, those two were just so annoying. Ugh. I don't know how I put up with them when I was younger, but ignoring them too, like, I still like the show a lot. Like, but I can accept that it has flaws and it's not that great of a show in the grand scheme of things, but it's a guilty pleasure of mine. I grew up with it. I love it. So, yeah, that's another one that was a big one of my childhood. I don't know, those are the only ones I can think of off the top of my head. Don't worry about that, I'm going to be doing more videos on animated shows, so yeah, I'll share more of them later in another video. But yeah, great question, thanks. Nostalgia World asked, when will you do another review? Also, you're goth, aren't you? What kind of goth bands do you listen to? I'm currently working on a review right now. I'm not going to say which one it is, it's going to be coming soon. I apologize, it's been so long since I did another review. Life just got the better of me, but I'm gonna get that review out there, I promise. Like, there's 2 more I'm planning to do before the end of the year, so just stay tuned for those if you're interested. Yeah, I'm into the gothic subculture. Been in it for like 10 years now, or 9 or 10, one of those years. I've been in it for a long time, but my favorite goth bands, that's a good question. I really like, from the classic bands, I like Joy Division, Susie and the Banshees. I kind of like a little bit of Baja's, like, I'm coming around to them a little bit. Like, I wasn't really feeling them a lot back then, but I'm slowly coming around to them. Some general goth bands I like Paralyzed Age, Suspiria, Miranda Sex Garden, Requiem in White, more Syphilitica. Dreadful Shadows, Nosferatu, Love Like Blood, Switchblade Symphony. I could go on and on about these. Like, I have a lot. So, yeah, those are some general ones though. Like, if you're curious to see more about goth music, you can check out my other channel, Kai Decadent. I do more. Those videos are more centered around the goth subculture and just general life. But if you want to get more of what I'm into in the goth subculture, you can check out my playlist there. But yeah, like, those are some general bands I like. So thanks for your question. Pisces Princess 327 asked, "You look fabulous. What are your thoughts on the Dead or Alive and Virtua Fighter series? I love them and highly recommend them since you seem to be into 3D fighters." Oh, thank you. Dead or Alive and Virtua Fighter. Yes, I am fully aware of those game series. I played them both. I'll start with Dead or Alive. Dead or Alive, my first Dead or Alive game was Dead or Alive 3, and I really liked the game. I was introduced to it from a friend who had an Xbox, and we just played that game for days on end. My usual mains in the series I find are Ayane, Hitome, I don't know if I said her name right, Ryu Hayabusa, and Christy. But when I think about it, all the characters are very fun to play. The game series itself is really simplistic and it's not deep at all pretty much, so it's a game that you can easily pick up and play with your friends, so it's a good casual game, compared to like Tekken or Mortal Kombat. I played all the Dead or Alive games except for the first one. I really got invested with Dead or Alive when we got Ultimate for the Xbox. It was the first Ultimate. Put many hours into that game. Like, we played that game to death. And so I was pretty much hooked at that point. Like I said, it's not the best fighting game out there, but it's not the worst either. It's just a nice, casual, decent one. Ignoring the risque outfits aside, it's a decent game. I just want to say, like, I don't have anything against sexy designs. It's just that this series tends to go a little too far with them to the point where you just can't really enjoy them. Or at least I can't really enjoy them. But that's just me. As for Virtua Fighter, technically the first Virtua Fighter game I played was Virtua Fighter 2 way back in the day at an arcade. I was really young. I remember when I went up to the booth, I picked Sarah Bryant because I thought that was Nina Williams, because when you look at them, way back in the day, Nina and Sarah looked very similar. Blonde hair, blue eyes, a purple jumpsuit. So yeah, I picked Sarah thinking she was Nina. And I remember at the time I was always trying to ring up my opponents because the only fighting game I played prior to that at the time was Tekken 2, I believe. So I didn't know that ring ups were a thing. So I was abusing that like no other. But technically the first Virtua Fighter game we ever owned was Virtua Fighter 5 for the PS3. My brother bought it back around in 2010, and we put so many hours into that game. The game was definitely tricky, I'll give you that. Like, compared to Tekken, it's a little more strategic. You gotta be more strategic in this game if you want to maneuver it competently. God, sorry, a little tongue-tied. I find, like, Sarah Bryant's pretty much my character, but I also enjoy playing Jackie and Kagemaru. The game is really fun. Like, I enjoyed it a lot. And I'm hoping we'll get a Virtua Fighter 6 at some point soon. It's sad because Virtua Fighter I found out is very, very underrated compared to Tekken and Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter, the usual fighter games that you think of. Which is sad because Virtua Fighter was technically the first 3D fighting game that paved the way for games like Tekken and Dead or Alive, so it sucks that it's not getting much recognition. Point being, Dead or Alive, like it. Virtua Fighter, like it a lot. They're good series. They're not the best fighting games. Like, they're not the most, flashy, I guess you can say, but they're decent enough, and I enjoy them a lot. So, I'll talk more about them sometime later in the channel, so stay tuned for that if you're interested. But, thanks for your question. Oh, and I see you asked another question. Another question was, what are your thoughts on Bayonetta 1 and 2, as well as the Tomb Raider games, if you played them? The Bayonetta series. Well, I finally got my hand on Bayonetta 1. I got it a few months back. I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I spoiled myself with that game a lot in a similar way I did with Alice Madness Returns. Like, I was watching gameplay, cutscenes of it, listening to music from it, way before I even bought the game. So, from what I saw, like, artistically, the game is one of the best looking games I've ever seen. Like, it has a whole fantasy, gothic kind of style with it, and if you know me, I'm a big fan of that style, so it's a given that I was gonna really love the art direction of this game. Bayonetta herself, she's a witty character. I love her from what I've seen in cutscenes and stuff. Very classic, iconic character. Yeah, I'm gonna get around to playing that game though. Like, I saw the first one, and if I like, well, I know I'm gonna like it. I'm gonna play the second one too, though. So yeah, like, I'm gonna get to that series at some point. As for Tomb Raider, I remember I watched one of my babysitter's friends play one of the Tomb Raider games when I was really little. Like, it was one for the Dreamcast. I think it was Tomb Raider. Man, I cannot remember the name of the game. Well, yeah, I really want to try to get into the series at some point. Like, I want to play the original series first and then work my way up. Like, you know, like how I would with any other game. But Lara Croft, she's a great character. Like, I can see why she's so iconic. Like, she's a very, like, yeah, she was started out as a sex symbol, but there's more to her character if you actually look at her, or if you look into her, pretty much. And that's what I like about the character. But yeah, I'm gonna try my hand at the series at some point. Like, not anytime soon or anything like that, but yeah, I respect the series for what it did for 3D gaming. And yeah, I'm gonna get to it at some point. So yeah, Bayonetta, love the art direction, and I'm pretty sure I'm gonna love the game. Tomb Raider, iconic, classic. I have much respect for it, and I'm gonna get to the series at some point. But yeah, thanks for your question.
MegaLink11 asked, have you heard of Gravity Rush 2? I think you would really like it. By the way, I subbed.
Gravity Rush 2? I think I've heard of that series. Isn't that the game where those people are like gliding through the air or something? I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure I've heard of it. Never played it because I think it was for the Wii, wasn't it? And I don't have a Wii. I have a Wii U now, but haven't got around to playing that game yet. From what I've seen, if it's the one I'm thinking of, it looks okay. It looks innovative. It looks fun. I think I may give it a try at some point. And thank you for the subscription. I hope you enjoyed upcoming content coming soon. So yeah, thanks.
Canadian Turtle asked, congrats on achieving 600 plus subscribers. I remember subbing to you when you were still at the 200 mark. As for the Q&A, what were your favorite cartoons or TV shows growing up?
Thanks a lot. I remember you. I see you pop up every now and then. So yeah, thanks for sticking around with me. You said cartoons growing up. So yeah, like I said, I grew up with shows like If It's Just a Sonic the Hedgehog, Batman Beyond, X-Men Evolution. God, see, I'm doing it again. I'm in deep thought. See, like, this is what happens when I think about animation. There's so many. Let me just do a recount. Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog, Batman Beyond, X-Men Evolution, Ed and Eddie, the usual Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Peeking in the Brain, Freakazoid, Animaniacs, Static Shock. You get the idea pretty much. That's pretty much what I said in the other question.
GameSlayer9000 asked, awesome, I'm glad I did my part. So when did you feel like doing YouTube and why?
That's a good question, but here's what I have to say about that. I've had a YouTube channel since 2009, but I didn't start uploading until 2011, I want to say. I like to think of 2011, like, it was one of those years. It was a while back ago, but I feel like me doing YouTube was kind of a natural thing. Like, it was bound to happen at some point because in real life, I'm very introverted and it's hard for me to talk to people. I have really bad anxiety that just flares up when I'm around people, especially people I don't know. So it's always been a problem of mine. And so I'd always like turn to the internet to try to make friends and talk to people and share my ideas. And also because I was doing artwork, so I shared my artwork online a lot too. So internet was a big part of me. So that's why YouTube was naturally inclined to follow. And yeah, I started my first YouTube channel in 2009, like I said. Kai Decadent is my old channel. I think I used to go by something else back then, but that's the name it is now. I started doing gothic. I started talking about the gothic subculture, video games, music. It was all just one jumbled mess. And when I got more into the gaming side of YouTube, it was like, I want to do this myself too. I want to talk about video games. I have so much I want to say about them. And I didn't want to clog up and make my my other channel so mismatched and disorganized. So that's why I started this gaming channel, Decadent Gamer. So I could put all my gaming stuff and animation and all that stuff that's more nerdy, I guess. So yeah, I'm kind of a given. So yeah, like it's a good outlet for me to get my thoughts out because I just have so many ideas in my head. Like I like sharing them. I want to share them with people if they're interested to listen. I want to listen to other people who have ideas they want to share. And yeah, it's kind of a match made in heaven for me. Like, cause I still do my artwork on the side. Like it's kind of my main source of income. Cause I do commission work. I also like to play video games, of course. And yeah, so it kind of goes hand in hand with my YouTube career or career. Just my YouTube channel. Yeah. But I hope that answers your question. And yeah, I'm sorry it was all wordy and misplaced. Like, this is what I'm talking about. My anxiety flares up when I'm trying to explain myself. It's all bad. But yeah, I hope that answered your question, and thanks for your question.
Solar Flare 95 asked, Q&A questions. 1. Who do you think is the most overrated Soul Calibur character? 2. Who do you think is the most underrated Soul Calibur character? Congrats on the 1000, by the way.
Overrated Soul Calibur character. That's an interesting question. I don't know. I feel like all the characters are like on equal footing, pretty much. I don't see any character getting overly praised. Yeah, I don't think I have a Soul Calibur character that I find is overrated. As for underrated character, this is a good question. It's really stumping right now, like, because I don't know, like, I think I'll go with maybe Talum and stuff.
Nico Liver for Life 17 asked, Q&A questions. What are your favorite games from last generation? Also, do you have any paranormal experiences you could share?
The last generation of gaming, that would be the 7th generation. So that was the PS3, the Xbox 360, and the Wii generation. I'm just gonna say right now that as far as the 7th generation goes, I really didn't play that many games from that generation. Now that I think about it, looking at my library, I just really didn't play that many. Like, I found myself going back to the 5th and 6th generation of gaming. So, you know, the consoles like the PS1 and the PS2, because I'm weird like that. I like to play old games. But yeah, so honestly, I didn't really play that many PS3 games in its heyday. So yeah, like, if I had to choose the top 6 games that came to my head, even the ones I didn't play, but I know I'm gonna enjoy when I get to, I would go with Ratchet & Clank: A Crack in Time, Tekken Tag Tournament 2, Mortal Kombat 9, Bayonetta, Devil May Cry 4, Folklore, that's a big one, and Alice Returns, and Sonic 06. Kidding, guys, kidding. No, that game was terrible. No, it'll be Sonic Generations. Like, that game was really fun. Even though people are complaining about it now, like, I found it fun, and yeah, so those would be the 6 games that I would choose. As for Paranormal Activity, no, nothing weird has happened to me in that kind of way. I don't know, with the paranormal, I'm kind of in between. Like, part of me doesn't really think it exists, ghosts and whatnot. Like, there's really no hard evidence that they exist. But on the other hand, part of me thinks that something is out there and we just don't know about it yet. But yeah, as for my own personal experiences, I can't really think of anything that was weird at all. So sorry about that.
Niall Hagon asked, Congratulations on your milestone and success, man. 1. You ever watched the 2012 horror thriller film The Raven? 2. What are your favorite Tim Burton films? 3. Are you a fan of Neon Genesis Evangelion? And 4. Are you a fan of the works of authors Stephen King and Clive Barker?
The Raven, I don't think I've heard of that one, sorry. Favorite Tim Burton movies, that was... How did I not see this one coming? Okay, but I've been out of the loop with Tim Burton recently. So yeah, but like, if I had to go with them, just the usual, you know, Nightmare Before Christmas, Corpse Bride, Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands. Oh, and I also got around watching Frickin' Weenie. I like that one, so yeah. And am I a fan of Stephen King or Clive Barker? I'm gonna say right now, it's gonna sound really, really bad, but I don't really read all that much. I used to like reading way back in the day, but I don't know, I just don't do it that much anymore. Like, I really need to fix that, but regardless of that, like, no, I never read any Stephen King book or Clive Barker. I've seen some of Stephen King's movie adaptations, like Carrie, It, Silver Bullet. Did he do The Shining? I think he did The Shining. Yeah, like, that's as far as I've went with Stephen King. Like, I've watched his movies pretty much, or the movie adaptations of his books. But Clive Barker, sorry, I never heard of him. I don't think. What kind of work did he do? Like, maybe I heard of a book or something like that. I'll look him up after I do this video. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. Like, I know I should read it a little bit more, but I just don't. Gotta work on that. But yeah, thanks for your question, y'all. It's great to see you again. Thanks for sticking around with me for so long, and I hope you enjoyed upcoming content. Thanks again.
Princess Jada asked, I'm so happy you reached 1,000 subscribers. Congratulations, and hope you get more very soon. I have a few question comments if you don't mind me answering them in your Q&A video. Number 1, what is your favorite animal? Number 2, what are your tips for YouTube because I have a channel and want to know from a professional's point of view? Number 3, how would you describe yourself? And number 4, please be my friend, you are so amazing.
Oh, thank you. As for my favorite animal, it'd be a tie between a wolf, a bat, and I like big cats, so I'm gonna go with like a tiger, lion, or panther. So either gonna be one of those. As for YouTube tips, it really depends on what you're gonna try to do. I'm not the one to go to if it's like makeup or anything like that, but if it's gaming, I just have 3 general rules I can give. Or not rules, but just some tips I can give you. 1, decent video game capture software. I see a lot of people do this when they're starting out, is they're using their phone to record their gameplay, and that's not the best way to go because you have to hold it while you're, like most of the time they're holding it while they're playing the game, and it's just, it doesn't look good. Like the screen is shaky, the lighting is off. It's just not a good, it's not good to do reviews or talk about games like that. So for my tip, just try to find some decent video game capture software. I know that some people can't afford the Elgato, like that's what I personally use, but I know not everyone can afford it. So instead, there's also the Roxio. It's a little bit more cheaper than the Elgato. It's still kind of up there though, but if you want a cheaper alternative, that's one option. Another one that's very, very affordable is something called the Easy Cap. It only costs you about 12 bucks or 15 bucks on Amazon or eBay. It can give you, I think it can go up to around 720p, so that's decent enough to start out. And yeah, like I just highly recommend doing that. Like if push comes to shove, you have to use your phone. Just all I can suggest is get a stand or something to put your phone on to keep it sturdy and have it zoom into the screen as best you can. Make sure the lighting in the room is good or decent enough. And yeah, just do it like that if you have to. I would recommend it, but if that's the only option you have, then just do that. As for audio, I currently use the Blue Yeti microphone, but I know it's really, really pricey. Not a lot of people can afford that. So the second thing I advise is the Blue Snowball. It's a much cheaper alternative than the Blue Yeti. It like cost me around like 45 bucks. Cause I got it on Black Friday, I think. So yeah, I think wait for the holidays for these kind of products. But the Blue Snowball is pretty good. I used it for a good while. It did what I needed it to do, but it just felt time for me to get the Blue Snowball, so that's why I got the Blue. It was time for me to get the Blue Yeti. My bad. So that's why I ended up saving up more money and got the Blue Yeti. But yeah, if you can't get the Blue Yeti, try the Blue Snowball. It's cheaper and it can pretty much do the same kind of. It gives you the same kind of quality that the Blue Yeti can give you. If you're gonna be for games themselves, if you're gonna review or do top 10s, like my advice is just review the games, talk about the games that you want to talk about. That's what I do pretty much. Like they may not be the most popular games out there, but they're what I'm passionate about because I know I could just be disingenuous and talk about games I just don't give a shit about. But I just can't do that because my content would suffer from that. Like I would not be enjoying it. My viewers would pick up on that. So I just stick with the games that I want to talk about. And yeah, it hurts me in the long run with subscribers and stuff, but it is what it is. I enjoy it, and that's my advice for you. I hope that helps. Oh, and to describe myself, I'm very shy. Like if that's not apparent, like that's why I come across very awkward when I'm doing face cam like this, but it is what it is. I guess I'm very artistic too. Like I like to draw. Art is always on my mind 24/7. So maybe artistic and shy. That's all I can really say. I hope that explains a little bit. Like, see, here I go again. And will I be your friend? Sure, why not? Feel free to, if you want to talk to me or anything like that, you can always message me here or on my Twitter account. I'm always looking for a good chat. So yeah, nice to meet you.
Sonic Ace 24 asked, Decadent Gamer, what's your favorite racing game?
Favorite racing game? That's a really tough one because, to be honest, I don't play very many racing games anymore. That was more of a thing I did way back when I was a kid. Unless it's a kart racer, because kart racers are fun. Okay, but I remember, if we're gonna go about kart racer, Crash Team Racing is always gonna be my favorite. I got to play another kart racing game that actually topped that one for me. Because for me, Crash Team Racing nailed the kart racing formula down pat. Like, it was perfect. And it still holds up today, so that's gonna be my first kart racer. As for like general racing games, I remember when I was a kid, I really enjoyed playing the first Gran Turismo. There was also California Speed, the Cruisin' series like Cruisin' World, Cruisin' Exotica, and Cruisin' USA. San Francisco Rush. That's really all I can think of, because like I said, there's also V-Rally 2, Need for Speed 2 V-Rally. I think that's what it was called. It was a classic one. Like, me and my brothers played that one all the time. Yeah, but other than that, like, racing games just aren't really a genre I pretty much partake in. But yeah, I hope those hope satisfy you a bit. Sorry.
Paper Swish Roll asked, my question is, what do you think would help improve Dead or Alive 6 when it hopefully comes out?
Dead or Alive 6, that's a good one. The other thing I can suggest is just make sure the game is complete this time. The original vanilla Dead or Alive 5 was just piss poor in my opinion. It was not worth the $60 price tag. I haven't got around to reviewing that game yet, but I will at some point. I have what I want to say about that game. It's kind of like Soul Calibur 5 for me, but I'll get to that when I get to it. But other than that, I guess it's the standard stuff, you know, like maybe 1 or 3 new characters with fighting styles to represent. I'm not sure what other fight styles they can go for, but I'm pretty sure there are still very many they can choose from. As far as nationalities, like, I think it would be cool to see a, maybe an Indian chick or a full-on black chick. I'm not sure. I don't know, you know the series is just about the girl, so, you know, let the rainbow shine through, as they say. That's really all I can think of, because as far as the art direction went, I actually really like where Dead or Alive 5 went. I'm glad they ditched that pseudo Barbie anime style that they had with the first 4 Dead or Alive games. It just didn't look that good to me. And where they are now with the current style, with the sort of Western meets pseudo-realism plus a little bit of anime, I really like where they went with this style. Like, it's one of my favorite styles in fighting games right now. It's kind of the style I want to see Soul Calibur go into. Maybe not exactly like that, but in a somewhat general direction, you know? So yeah, like the art direction is pretty much on point right now, so I have no complaints with that. The music, the original music for Dead or Alive 5 was pretty boring to me, so I just try to go back to your roots of like the first, or Dead or Alive 2 through 4. Just go back to that kind of music style a little bit, because Dead or Alive 5 soundtrack was just boring and forgettable to me. So there's that. The fighting mechanics are pretty much still okay, so I can't really suggest anything about that. So yeah, that's all I can really say about Dead or Alive 6. Like, for the most part, Dead or Alive 5, despite those 2 things I pointed out that I just had annoyance with, like, it just wasn't a complete game. At least the vanilla one was, because the game had to get re-released, like, let's see, they had Core Fighters, and they had Ultimate, and they had Legend. So 3 times and stuff. That was just unacceptable to me. So just try to make sure the game is more complete, and yeah, that's the other things I already mentioned. So yeah, that's all I can say for Dead or Alive 6.
Kookus Nerdy Corner asked, congrats! My question is, what game you don't like that you've played, but everyone else thinks it's the best thing ever?
A game that I've played that I don't like, but everyone else likes. That's a really hard one. I guess for me it's just going to be any first-person shooter that isn't Overwatch, but I'll talk about that at another time. But yeah, I guess I'll go with Call of Duty. So, Call of Duty, I tried playing that game like once or twice, and maybe it's just me because I'm just not into first-person shooters, so that's kind of, I'm biased pretty much, but I just don't see the appeal with it. Like, every Call of Duty game I've seen, like, they're all the same brown, murky, boring type of shooter game, and it's not inviting. It's just very boring and bland to me, but that's just my opinion.
Megan Z asked, my questions. 1, what was your favorite Castlevania game? And 2, which one is your favorite? Also, congrats on 1000.
Oh, Castlevania series. Okay, so before I answer this question, I'm just gonna let you know that I've only played 5 Castlevania games. I didn't beat all of them either, so okay. There's Castlevania Symphony of the Night, only a little bit of that one. Castlevania Curse of Darkness, only a little bit of that one. Castlevania Lament of Innocence, I've actually played through the end to this game, so this is one game I did play from beginning to end. There's also Castlevania Lords of Shadow, that for the PS3. Haven't gotten very far in that one. Oh, and I played a Game Boy Advance one. I think it was Castlevania Harmony of Despair, I think it was called. I'll just leave it right here just in case. Okay, so for the first Castlevania game I played through, the first one I played was Curse of Darkness technically, and I remember when I played it, it was the first time I got to play a Castlevania game, and I was not used to how they work, you know, the whole dungeon crawling and everything like that, so it totally took me by surprise, and it turned me off, so I got bored with it, honestly, so I didn't get very far, and I just gave up, but I'm gonna try it again, because I think I will enjoy this one for a second playthrough. For a second attempt. My bad. But as for my favorite that I played from the 5 I've tried out, it's gonna be a tie between Castlevania Lament of Innocence and Symphony of the Night. But yeah, thanks for this question. It really reminded me that I really need to get into the Castlevania series, because the series has so much rich lore, and I just enjoy it so much. Or at least I enjoy the aesthetic of it. because gothic vampires, right up my alley. So yeah, I gotta really give it a fighting chance, because I think I'm gonna really enjoy this series.
Jeremy Wright asked, which Silent Hill game is your favorite and why? Assuming you have played any.
Oh, the Silent Hill series. To be honest, guys, I have never played a Silent Hill game yet. I really want to at some point, but those games are so hard to get your hands on. I remember because I want to play the games in order, so I remember I tried doing a bid war with this first Silent Hill game for the PS1, and this person was determined to get it. I think it ended up selling for $60, and for me, as much as I love games, there are just some games I won't pay a certain amount for. For a PS1 game, I'm not going to be paying over $30 for one. It's just not worth it to me. But it sounds bad because I know Silent Hill is great, but I'm already kind of frugal with money already, so I really like to spend wisely. So yeah, but if I have to pay attention to the Silent Hill games. I've watched so many reviews of them, and I've watched so much gameplay of them, and I think I came to one I really like, and I think I would go with Silent Hill 2. I know that everyone says that one, but when I watched the cutscenes for that game and the gameplay and everything like that, I got lost in it. It made me want to play this game even more, and I can't wait to play when I get to it. But yeah, if I had to choose out of the main three, I would go with Silent Hill 2. I think it had the best atmosphere and a lot of great characters. So yeah, Silent Hill 2 would be my choice.
Divine Fleming asked, what's your real name? Also, what's your ethnicity?
My name? Okay, well, I'm not gonna give you my full name, but I'll just give you my first name. My first name is Paul. As for my ethnicity, I'm mixed. I'm black and white. That's all I can say. So hope that answers your question.
Fat Gamer Guy 24 asked, Decadent Gamer, what are your top 5 favorite games of all time? This is not genre specific. It can be anything from RPG, fighting, action, adventure, platformer, etc.
Ooh, that's kind of going into spoiler territory because I do plan on doing a video where I highlight my top 5 to 10 favorite games of all time. But to be nice in the spirit of this video, I'm going to give you 3. And they're interchangeable right now, so just keep that in mind. So okay, if I have to give you 3 of my top 5 favorite games of all time, it'll be Ratchet & Clank in Time or Ratchet & Clank Going Commando. It's going to be one of those two. They're interchangeable. Tekken 3 or Tekken Tag Tournament 2. Interchangeable. And Soul Calibur 3. Okay, there you go. 3 games right there. Until then, just sit tight and wait for when I do that video because it's coming real soon.
Victoria Lopez asked, on your Instagram you mentioned that you're a big fan of the Sly Cooper series. Have you played Thieves in Time, and if so, what did you think of it? Also, if you had to wear a style besides goth, what style would you pick and why?
Yes, I'm a huge Sly Cooper fan. I know I don't talk about Sly Cooper that much on my channel yet, but just be assured I am a huge fan of the series. Have I played Thieves in Time yet? Yes, I have. I played it only once, and that was back in 2011. What did I think of it? It was okay, I guess. There were some things I didn't really like that they did with it, but as far as third-party developers go, when I take a series and try to make a new game with it, compared to Jak and Daxter's Last Frontier or Ratchet & Clank, Secret Agent Clank or anything like that, I think they fared a little better, but not by very much. I have to review this game at some point, so I don't want to spoil too much about it, I think. So I'll explain more about it when I review it. But yeah, for all I can say right now, where it stands right now for me is it's mediocre at best right now. Until I replay the game and review it. So yeah, that's what I have to say on that. If I had to wear a style that wasn't gothic, what are you trying to do to me? I don't know. I think I would probably dress in a more, because my style is very feminine as well, so I would still be dressing femininely, I'm pretty sure. I'd probably try to go for maybe a 1970s kind of bohemian hippie kind of look. I've been getting into a lot of 1970s kind of looks, bell-bottom pants and the flowy tops and everything like that. I think I would do something like that. Well, I still be wearing dark muted colors. I would not be wearing anything bright. I hate bright colors on me. So, androgynous, feminine, 1960s/1970s type of bohemian hippie kind of style, and dark colors.
The Reptilian Doctor asked, what is your least favorite game?
Least favorite game? I'm gonna have to cup out with this one. It's gonna be most first-person shooters. Mainly because I just don't like that type of gameplay. It's just boring to me. So yeah, they're not my favorite. Oh, that and sports games.
And the last question for today comes from Moondollar, who asked, what collaboration do you think would work out better with Soul Calibur? Mortal Kombat or Tekken?
Between those two choices, I think I would go Mortal Kombat. I mean, yeah, I know that the game is more gruesome and bloody, and just an all-around gore fest compared to Soul Calibur's tameness, but at the very least, I just think that the characters are much better together, because Mortal Kombat, they seem to be more fantasy-based, which matches good with Soul Calibur, to a degree, but the thing with Tekken is, as much as I love the Tekken series, Tekken takes place in the modern times, while Soul Calibur takes place in the olden fantasy times, and speaking for myself, I just don't see the appeal in seeing Soul Calibur crossover with Tekken because they would clash way too much, and I'm just not a big fan of that. So, if I choose between those two, I would go Mortal Kombat just because I think they mesh better together. But if I have to choose my own game I'd recommend, I would choose Dynasty Warriors. I've said this before and I'll say it again, but I would love to see Dynasty Warriors crossover with Soul Calibur. I mean, other than them being both weapon-based, and have all-around lovable characters that just stand out and are just oh so memorable and lovable. Dynasty Warriors also started out as a fighting game. The very first Dynasty Warriors game was a fighting game on the 3D plane, for the most part. And I think it'd be so cool to see Dynasty Warriors characters once again in the same 3D kind of fighting arena like in Soul Calibur. I don't know, I just think that'd be so cool to see. So, if anything, ignoring Mortal Kombat, I would definitely choose Dynasty Warriors, if anything. Dynasty Warriors. Soul Calibur X Dynasty Warriors. That would be so cool to see. And there you guys have it. That was the Q&A Part 2 video. Thanks again to everyone who sent questions. These were so fun to answer. You have no idea. Once again, thanks for helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. I really, really appreciate it. You guys have no idea. And if you're new here, I hope you enjoy the content that's going to be coming soon. And yeah, with all that said, I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to leave a like, share, and don't forget to subscribe for more gaming goodness. I'm Decadent Gamer, and hope you have a great day. Thanks for watching.